Hello everyone, I'm glad you are back. In case you can't tell, I am not feeling super hot today. My son tested positive for influenza about a week ago. He is on the mend, and then of course my daughter got sick, and now I am sick as well. The joys of parenthood. Today I really don't want to make this intro and outro super long. I just kind of want to go relax. I couldn't even be bothered to put on makeup today. So today I've just got something quick and easy for you. It is a spa speed build. Now this is using the shell challenge that Delegacy built. If you don't know who Delegacy is, well, you should really go subscribe to her and find out. Delegacy is probably one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite, Sims 4 YouTuber, and I actually just recently discovered her channel. She recently made a world save file. It's a Buildcrest world, and she used all of the lots to make different build challenges. So if you are on a PC, you can go to her website. I'll post that link in the description down below, and you can download this save file. So you can just download it into your game, and then you can open your game and load that save file, and your Buildcrest world will be filled with all of these build challenges. I don't know if or how you would do that on a console. That might be a question for Google. But if you're on a PC, you can definitely go and download that link from her website, which again, I will link in the description below. So yeah, a shell challenge, if you don't know what it is, just essentially it's a challenge where the creator builds the outer walls of the house, and you cannot change those walls in any way. You can add patios, you can add balconies, and obviously you can make all the interior walls and everything like that, but you just cannot change those outside walls of the house, the shell, essentially. So we went ahead and did that shell challenge. We turned it into a spa. It was a large shell, so I definitely thought it needed to be a community lot. It's a spa, and I talk a little bit more about my inspiration for that in the video itself. So if you are new and feel so inclined, please feel free to subscribe and hit the thumbs up on this video. It would be greatly appreciated. I didn't mention in my last video, but I do hope to be uploading every Saturday. However, as I've mentioned before, I am a mom of 2 and I work a full-time job. So if I'm a little late a couple times, forgive me for that, but I am going to try and do every Saturday. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the speed build, and I will have the voiceover going for that. Okay, so as I said, this is the Delegacy Buildcrest Shell Challenge, and I was actually kind of inspired by Delegacy for this build, to be honest. So Delegacy is one of my favorite Sims YouTubers, and she does a lot of really kind of modern aesthetic builds, I want to say, and recently she did a spa build, actually, which was very cool. She did it in conjunction with this skincare brand. I don't know the exact details, I can't remember for sure, but if you go to Delegacy's YouTube channel, you'll be able to see that build on there. But essentially, she did a spa build, and so I was kind of inspired by that. Obviously, I definitely had my own take on it, so it is very different from hers, but yeah, I was kind of thinking about that just generally as I built this. The roof was incredibly difficult, and I actually cut out quite a bit of the roofing section in here just because I didn't want you guys to have to sit through all of that. This video was already plenty long as it was, even being sped up to 4.5 times speed. Yeah, this build took me entirely way too long. But yeah, so here I am trying to figure out the roof, and again, I cut out a lot of this actually. It doesn't seem like it because there's still a lot of the roofing section in here, but I did cut out a good portion of it. I have never been great at doing roofs, even in The Sims 4, where most of the build stuff is kind of it's more user-friendly, I guess. I still have just never been very great at roofing. But I did my best, and you know, the roof isn't the staple of this build anyway. For what it was, I think it did a good job. This part here, so she had that where that pool was open. I don't know if you saw it earlier in the build, but it was basically an empty square there, and so I don't know know if having a pool there was technically cheating or not, but it was still open to the outside. It wasn't an actual room. So I am going to say that it is not cheating and that it was okay. So yeah, I know I cut some of this part out as well. I basically spend entirely too long trying to find a door. And then actually the one I do find, I end up replacing later. I do show some of the floor plan building here. I don't usually like showing the floor plan parts of my build just because I do struggle with them quite a bit. And this one being as odd shaped as it was, I definitely had a hard time with it. But I did think, again, just because it was so odd, it might be kind of interesting to show you guys. It the rooms ended up being funky shapes for sure, but I think as weird, as oddly shaped as these rooms did end up, I think they did end up working pretty well for what they were. There were a couple rooms, and you'll see it as we go through in a little bit, that were a little bit weird just in the layout of things, but they do all function, and so that, that's the main thing. Again, some of them look a little odd, particularly what ends up being like the exercise area. It's definitely odd, but it works. Probably not what I would actually do in real life, but again, it's a shell challenge. We're working with the shell, the outside, what we're given. This pool area, so I put those windows in, and you'll see more of those later, but basically I made it so that anybody walking by would be able to see through to this really deep pool that's on the rooftop. And it didn't occur to me until afterwards, because when I was making it, I was actually thinking of the mermaids from that came with the Island Living pack, and how cool, those would be to see swimming around in there. I actually got the idea from this TikTok I saw about this bar in California, I believe it was, where they would have actors dress up as mermaids, and they would swim in this tank that was like sort of in front of and above the bar. And so originally, when I made that pool area that you could then walk around with the windows on the bottom level, that was what I was thinking of. And it didn't occur to me till later that that might be kind of creepy when you don't have the mermaids in there and it's just normal people. And I shouldn't say normal people, regular, I'll say Sims in there, just swimming around. And if they're just at the top, you're basically just looking at their butts. But, it's The Sims. We can just ignore that, okay? It looks cool anyway. So yeah, I do end up cutting out some more of the outside building just because it's not super interesting to watch, and I wanted you guys to be able to see more of the actual interior design that I did. Right now, I'm just adding some of the trim just to kind of separate things off a little bit. I do go back later and add this, the foundation colors and things like that. And then as I said, I do believe I end up changing that front door out, actually. I think that's coming up in a minute here. I wanted to get I ended up going with the big, here I go. I originally tried this door out by the pool that's up on the rooftop area, but I ended up going with it down at the bottom, and then I went with these big, gigantic sliding glass doors to go out onto the pool area. And then I just had one more space here that I needed the doors. This is going to lead out into like an outdoor dining type of space, which looks very cool when it's all done, especially at night. Oh yeah, so I did forget to record while I was decorating the lobby. It didn't show very much of it there, but you will see it again in the end at the walkthrough. Now, this room was inspired by, okay, I shouldn't say inspired by, but in Delegracy's spa build, she had a yoga room, and I knew I wanted to have a yoga room in mine, whereas hers was very warm toned, or warm colors, I should say, with lots of earthy tones. I made mine more of kind of an underwater vibe. Sorry if you heard my phone go off there. Anyway, more of an underwater vibe. Um, More of like, I guess when I was creating this, I was thinking of those noise machines that used to play. They used to play in the classroom when you were a kid at nap time. I don't know why I was thinking of that, but that's kind of what I was inspired by, was those soothing ocean noises, and just the white noise of the waves, and getting into the zone for the yoga. And so, again, hers was very earthy toned, and mine was more water toned. Over here on the wall, I felt like the space was very blank, and so I put up some shelving. I thought that would make sense to have some shelves with like towels and just some other various, I don't want to say knickknacks. That is not the right word, but like bottles of different things and all that good stuff. The words are not coming to me today, okay? Uh, I put some more mirrors on this back wall, not only to fill in the space, but also because it seemed to make sense, since there were some yoga mats that were back there that wouldn't really be able to see to the front mirrors too well. And then these little things, I don't actually know what they are. I always assumed they were kind of like Zen things. I don't know. But I put those at the end of each of the yoga mats. And then now we're getting into what I kind of called the R&R room, the rest and relaxation room. It didn't have really a specific focus or purpose like some of the other rooms. This was more of just you wouldn't exactly call it a meditation area, but just more of a place to kind of relax. There's books in there you can read. It's got lots of big windows. It's basically got 2 walls of windows to let in lots of sunlight, or if it's storming, which would be really cool to just sit and watch the storms out of. Just a place to kind of unwind and just relax, I guess. And yeah, I was having some difficulty with filling in some of the spaces here. I did really like this plant box thing that I ended up putting over in the window. I thought that was nice. And then I believe I also ended up putting some greenery around the edges of the window, although that may be on the outside now that I come to think of it. Oh, and I did want to mention, so I'm going to be putting in this fish tank, but then after the fish tank, I wanted to put in some lighting behind the couch in the corner here. And I was struggling to find one I wanted, and then I came across these shelves that have all the candles on them. And the 2 rooms that are next to that room, if you didn't see it, you could always go back and look, but they didn't have anything in them. They were used as like blank room spaces. And so the way that the candle holder shelf thing is set up, I was able to angle it and move it to such a way that only the 2 middle beams of the shelf showed through, so it looked like it was just 2 little posts with candles on it instead of that gigantic wall piece. And then here we're getting into the nail salon. Funny story, I actually went to a nail salon for the first time ever. I am 27 years old, and I went to a nail salon for the first time ever just a couple of weeks ago. I actually went with my my husband's cousin's girlfriend. She is in her last year of high school. She's 18, and she wanted to go get her nails done for one of her dances, and she was like, hey, do you want to come along, because people know I'm kind of a loner and don't get out very much. So I was like, sure. And I was kind of nervous for some weird reason, but it ended up being a good time. It was fun. Expensive, but it was fun, and I definitely wanted to kind of give off a similar aesthetic in this room for the nail salon here. Very kind of open and airy, but yet at the same time polished, I guess is the word I want to go for here. Still bringing in those wood tones and some of the greenery. And this is actually the room that I put the greenery around the window in. I was thinking that was the other room, but it was in this one, which you'll see towards the end. And yeah, right now I'm just kind of filling up shelving, and then I do end up putting a mirror in. Oh, this painting that I ended up going with, at first I was trying to get more of those blue and green tones, obviously you can see there, but I ended up going with this kind of deserty picture because I thought it looked really good with some of the orange tones in there, like bringing out some of the orange tones in the wood that we used around the room, and then again in the orange tones of these plants I used in the corner. And so I thought that actually looked really nice. I think that was a really nice contrast, the orange with like the blues and greens. So yeah, and then I think this is where we kind of start getting into the greenery around the windows. I just bought Cottage Living actually not long before I started this channel, and I think I have definitely used these like wall greenery pieces more than anything else out of that pack, just building wise. And so yeah, this room, I really liked that room. That's probably my favorite room in the whole build if I had to pick one. This room is the one that ends up being my least favorite, the one we're currently working on. It's supposed to be like the gym sort of area, but it ended up being a lot smaller than I imagined when I was putting in the interior walls. Yeah, because I'm trying to put in like the punching bags and things there, and it's just not working. And in the end, I only end up getting 3 treadmills in there. So it is a very small gym at that. But again, that's okay. It does function. It does what it needs to do. So it's fine. We were, again, working with a very odd shape. So I was proud of what it ended up being, at least, even if it was a little strange. Yeah, I struggled with finding something for this corner over here. I wanted to put like some decor pieces over there, and then in the process of looking for those, I found this waterfall piece, which I completely forgot existed. And I thought that would actually look really cool on this like diagonal wall over here, because it's something that you would kind of walk past to get into the gym area, and I thought it fit the wall really nicely, and it's very pretty, and it fits the whole aesthetic really well, I think. And then there's just like some little seats over here, some seating. I was gonna say recuperation seating over here. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that needs recuperation after exercising for a little while, but we won't get into that. I put some shelving over here just with some towels and things, you know, to wipe off all your grossness from when you're done exercising. And then I believe, oh, so this area over here, you can't really see it, but towards the left there where that walk-in closet is, I actually do end up changing that. I don't do that on camera, but you'll see it in the end when we do the walkthrough. I end up, because right now it's just a walk-in closet area, and I do end up actually changing that into like a really small showering space. I thought that made more sense. Well, okay, so to make a spa in The Sims 4, to make it actually register, if you want it to be officially a spa, one of the things you need is a shower. And so it fit the requirements, and I thought that it just made a little bit more sense, especially with it being right next to the exercise area. I wasn't really sure what to do with this space here. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I wasn't sure what to do with this, but I wasn't sure what to do with that space over there, so I just put in a little bit more seating, and then I tried to get a little bit creative without just sticking a single plant in the corner. I mixed it up. I put 3 plants. Round of applause for creativity. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And then this room up here I actually forgot about until I started to do my walkthrough at the end, and I was like, I didn't decorate this room. Not this one we're in now, but the one before it that's at the top of the stairway. But I do get it decorated for the walkthrough at the end. This was another one of my favorite spaces by far. Again, this one and the nail salon downstairs. This was, I wanted to make it So the upstairs was like a restaurant slash juice bar kind of deal, like a place that you would go to kind of I guess relax afterwards, after you had done whatever you were doing downstairs. You know, you exercise, do your yoga, you get your nails done maybe, and then you could come up here to this restaurant juice bar area and just kind of talk with other people, talk with your friends, you know, get something to drink, get a snack, whatever. Yeah, and I wanted it to be very kind of giving off vibes of like open and airy, and I think it definitely accomplished that. I did like this green that I put on some of the walls. I thought it was looking a little plain. I was kind of looking for a way to break that up, and so I really liked that green color that I ended up using with some of the accent pieces on the wall. And there's more of that greenery again. I tell you what, I use so much of that stuff around the top of like the windows and the walls and everything like that. And then it was basically just a matter of trying to fill in some of these other spaces. I end up putting this piece over on the wall here. I really liked that. And then a menu over here. In the corners, I did more plants. I know you will be shocked. I did a jukebox over here, and then I actually ended up putting in some little like end tables, but more like accent tables, I guess. That's coming up in just a minute here, and I put some candles on them, so there's some candles scattered throughout the room, which I thought would be very nice. Yeah, just really wanted this to be kind of a relaxing, unwinding socialization spot with those airy, kind of outdoorsy nature type of feeling. And then I don't believe I showed any of the bathrooms on here, like the process of making them. You'll see them at the end, but I didn't feel the need to record me making the bathrooms on camera, so those are not on here for the build process. I mean, they're bathrooms. These, for some reason, the trellises, there's the word. I was trying to find a place to put them because I knew I wanted to put them in, and they ended up fitting pretty perfectly with two of them side by side over the lounge chairs out here by the pool. And I did end up hanging fairy lights off of them too when I went back to do the outdoor lights for the nighttime. I always forget to do the lights outside because I always kind of forget that like you need to see at night too. And so I wanted to make sure that I did that in this build. And then here I'm just making some of the outdoor seating. It ends up looking a little crowded at first, so I did have to do a little bit of adjusting to make everything fit, but then it ended up working pretty nicely. And again, I come back to this spot when I do my outdoor nighttime lighting. Yeah, here it is. So I think that looks very nice. I wish I had done a walkthrough at the end, actually, so that I do a walkthrough at the end, excuse me. I wish I had done a walkthrough at night as well, so that you could see some of these places lit up in the dark. I think they look really pretty. But yeah, I'm just finishing up some of the outdoor lighting here, and then I believe we will actually be ready for the walkthrough after this. I didn't show any of the bathrooms or anything like that being built on camera because I figured that would be kind of boring. And again, this video was already plenty long enough as it was, so I cut some things out that I didn't think you needed to see me build on camera, including I actually did cut out a lot of the outdoor, a lot of the landscaping, just because, again, you'll see it in the end. You don't need me to, show you the entire process of me putting in a whole bunch of bushes and flowers and things of that sort. I mean, as you can see, I have put in trees and stuff. I believe I skipped those out of this speed build, but I mean, you can obviously see they're there. So yeah, I think we're getting ready to get into the walkthrough now, so I'm pretty excited for that. Oh no, I did forget. There's one thing out here I did show. So there was a little space back here that I just wanted to do something with, and I ended up putting in a little fountain. I didn't get around to the back when I did the walkthrough at the end, but obviously if you download this in the gallery, you'll be able to see it there. It's just a little fountain area that I put in that you can, if you were to walk around the back of this uh, build, you would be able to see it in that little area. I did show this part of the landscaping just because I wanted one little thing in here to kind of show you what I'd done with it, but this is basically what I did around the entire thing. And so, yeah, there's flowers, there's bushes, and I am running out of things to say until we do the walkthrough here. So here we go. Now we're getting into the walkthrough. The lobby, which you did not see me build on camera because I forgot to record that part, as I said. This would be the little lobby area where you would come in and check in, kind of wait for rooms to empty up or wait for your appointment time if you had one. Use your imagination. Here's the somewhat creepy pool area. I guess I am gonna show you the bathroom. Yeah, keep forgetting about those. There's just a little bit of a seating area in here with a bush clipping through the wall. Ignore that. And I'll just show you one of the... Oh my god, I just realized I put that door on backwards. Okay, this is why it pays to double check things, kids. But yeah, excluding the backwards door, there's the bathroom. It has bathroom things. And then you can walk around here. And there was like a hallway area that I put these blue lights in. I did have to go into live mode and obviously change those lights to blue lights. But as you're walking through this hallway into the yoga room past the pool, it is lit up in blue, which I imagine would look very cool at night. Again, I didn't do a night walkthrough, but... and then here we're in the yoga room, which I did also like, not as much as the nail salon, but I did really like this room. And then if you go back out into the lobby, there's a door that's kind of to your left, and it leads down this hallway area. And the first door that you come to is the R&R room, as I called it, which has, the books and the fish tank and the huge walls of windows and the candles, and it's just kind of a place for some quiet, where you can just relax and maybe do some meditation, something like that. And then back out in the hallway here, again, just another little seating area. There's lockers on this wall because, as I said, I did end up changing the walk-in closet into like a shower area. But hello. Hi. So first we're going to go into the nail salon here, which again is probably one of my favorite rooms. You've got the shelves with the different nail polishes and nail care items on them. And then you have like this cool arched area that leads into where the sinks are that you would wash your hands off between the different coats or the different treatments that they do to your nails. I really ended up liking that room quite a lot. And then I believe, it's just a very small shower area. Again, this was a walk-in closet. I figured it made more sense to have a shower, and plus the game likes you to have a shower when you're building a spa. It's one of the quote-unquote requirements for building a spa. And then, least favorite room, the gym exercise room area. Very small, not exactly ideal, but it functions. I made it work, so it's fine. It is what it is. And then we go upstairs, and this room, again, I forgot to decorate it at first, but I did go back and do that off camera. There was another one of those, like, I don't even know what The Sims calls it, the bubbly, fizzy things that's in the center of the chairs. There was another one, but my game glitched and it didn't show up for some reason. Here's the outdoor dining area, which I really like. Yeah, one of those things. There is one in the middle there, but for some reason it's not showing because technology. And then we go into my other favorite room, which is the restaurant slash juice bar area. Again, kind of another place to unwind. There is another bathroom off of this room. You could kind of see it through that glass door over there, but I didn't feel the need to show you because it's basically a copy of the one that's downstairs with just some minor tweaks and artwork and things like that. And then we go out to the pool area, which I also really liked. We've got the fairy lights and the trellises, I should say. And, you know, obviously the pool, which leads down to the walkway area you saw before. And that is it, folks. That is all she wrote. This took me entirely too long to do, but I am very proud of the final product. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I will post the link to Delegracy's website where she will have this Buildcrest world available for download. I will put that in the description. And again, if you feel so inclined, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up to let YouTube know that other people need to come back here. Again, I will not always look this unprofesh. I am just not feeling super great today, and I just wanted to do something that was a little bit quicker and easier for everybody. So hopefully I will have another video up for you next Saturday. That is the plan. I hope you all have a great weekend or week whenever you're actually watching this, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you're all doing okay in these crazy times. Bye.